Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. YouTube, Ali here, recording a video in response to Motava, BF2 Motava actually. Hey Motava, first of all, thanks for the compliment and the insult at the same time. I found it kind of interesting and hilarious at the same time. But, any case, you asked me to, you told me that you know the difference between good and evil. I'm sure you'd also agree with me that because something is promoted more than something else does not make that any worse than what it is. Okay, and what am I saying? Well, actually, just recently I was watching a video on the History Channel actually, and they were talking about how the American CIA plus the British intelligence undermined the Iranian democratic movement. Now, I ask you, and this is where to me it's just hilarious, because what Christians would do now is that they would say that, well, those guys that did that weren't Christians, and who are you to judge? If they call themselves a Christian, they are a Christian. And this is exactly what they did, right? They went in there, they created a bunch of turmoil, created a protest, this, that, the other, caused the elected leader to be out because he didn't support the agenda of American and British people. And then basically later on, according to the video, what happened is, when Ayatollah Khomeini and these guys were there, they, Iraq, they supported Saddam going in there and fighting Iran. And what's more interesting is that at the end of it all, the same American government that supported Iraq and supported him going in and killing innocent people for no reason whatsoever, then started to accuse him, and they eventually kill him. So now when you look at that in the news, you don't see America giving Iraq the weapons of mass destruction that they had. You don't see America, which you guys define as Christian, whenever an argument comes up about liberties. So I'm going to define it as Christian, whether you like it or not. Okay, if it's not Christian, then no Christian has the right to tell me that Christian nation has liberties that other countries don't afford them. So either way, these Christian nations go into these Arab countries and attack them, and then in the news what you hear is Saddam Hussein killing all these people, this, that, the other, but you don't hear the fact that the American CIA and the British intelligence were the cause of the conflict there between Iran and Iraq in the first place. Okay, so because you see it on the news does not make it the entire truth. As a matter of fact, there was another, I think there's a clip on here that I was watching where, there's a ratio of, like, for every one Palestinian death that is recorded, that is talked about, they talk about the same death maybe 8 times in Israel, like an Israeli death. It was some ridiculous number, like maybe 124% of Israeli deaths were discussed, and maybe 18% of the Palestinian deaths. So when you see the news, you hear about 124% of Israelis dying. Of course, you're going to feel that it was the Muslims that killed them, but you don't hear about you only heard about 18% of the actual deaths that happened in Palestine. You don't hear about the other, 82% of the people that died. So, are you actually getting proper information to make a sound judgment? I don't think so. Okay, so and then you associate all Muslims with terroristic activities. I'd like to know, what have I done that's terroristic? I mean, is it helping out my fellow man, whether they're Muslim or not? Is that me being a terrorist? Is it praying 5 times a day being a terrorist? Is it giving alms to the poor or to some needy organization? Is that me being a terrorist? Tell me. I mean, it's really stupid for guys like you to think like this. I mean, you claim, the way that you talk, you would assume that you're intelligent, but from your discussion, you don't sound like you are. I mean, if you really are intelligent, you would go and find the facts yourself. And And if you want me to look at what's bad to decipher a religion, then when Hitler had the Jew barbecue, then that should be my definition that I go by for Christianity, right? I mean, he was a prominent figure at his time, you know. But you wouldn't want me to take the Jew barbecue to be what what Christianity defines itself as, right? You know, and you don't want me to take the Ku Klux Klan to be, your ideal religion in Christianity, do you? I don't think so. Okay, so don't force, the negative aspect of of the people following my religion to be what my religion teaches. It's not. Okay, my religion teaches unity. It's okay. I mean, of all the religions out there, my religion actually teaches animal rights. Come on, where in the 7th century did you find any other writings talking about animal rights? I haven't heard of any yet. Okay, it talked about the rights of the land. Okay, I mean the entire earth, a Muslim should treat it as his prayer place. Okay, I mean, where what other teachings do you find that teach that like that? It's only today that you have like the tree huggers and that the other that try to promote that, but this was taught about in Islam a long time back. Respect your environment, respect what's around you. Okay, so don't give me the crap about what some bad apples in my religion have done to be the definition for my religion. That's just I don't even know the word I'm looking for right now. That's just uneducated on your behalf. I mean, that's probably not the right word, but I mean, I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say. If you really are truly someone that is can think on his own 2 feet, I suggest that you go and look at what is taught and what is what people practice. You'll find it's a big difference as to what the news media tells you and to what what person like myself follows. Okay, and I don't. I'm glad that I probably don't live anywhere near you. I have to say Alhamdulillah, thank God I don't live anywhere near you, because it living around someone like you would be just would make me upset every day. To think that you think the way that idiots around the world think when they have no knowledge. Okay, so I suggest that you go get some knowledge. I suggest that you go in and really find out what Islam teaches. Forget what people practice. They're bad apples, and news media unfortunately only gives you the bad apples of Islam. You don't see anything about the terroristic Jews. You don't see anything about the terroristic Christians. You only see something about the quote-unquote terroristic Muslims. And what are they fighting about? They're fighting to protect their land. In the case of like Palestine and Israel. Okay? You look in the news, you see children taking stones and throwing it at a tank. Now, how stupid are they to throw stones at a tank, an armored tank? But that's all they have. But they call those children are called terrorists, and the guy that's running them over with a tank is called a freedom fighter or something. What kind of bullshit is that? I'm serious. I mean, it just gets annoying. That if you really truly want to talk about terrorists, you have to put the Israeli government as a terroristic nation, because look what they're doing. They have the right to kidnap as many Lebanese as they want. When the resistance kidnaps, the Israeli soldiers which are in their land, okay, all of a sudden, they have to blow up an entire country for 3 people. Couldn't they have, do some prisoner exchange or something? I mean, come on, this is just ridiculous. So in any case, with that I end this video. Hopefully I made some sense with you, and you really need to get past your bias, because it's really silly that you have a bias that is just unfortunate for you. Really, it really is unfortunate for you, because the day that you find that the truth is in Islam is the day that I'm sorry to say it'll probably be the day that they put 6 feet of dirt on top of you. And my apologies to you if I didn't do my job to tell you that Islam is the truth. Islam is the way to God. Okay, and I've done that job. Hopefully, when you talk to God, you can say Ali was the one person that said, hey, you know what, Islam is the truth, and you didn't listen. I'm not responsible for that. With that, I end this video. For the rest of my viewers that are viewing, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.